Good evening, citizens of Lewisburg.
Good evening, Mayor.
I want to thank you for coming out to our September 18th town hall. Yes. October 16th, 2022. Dr. Alvin. Thank you for coming out, and we'll begin tonight. I have my roll call.
Mayor Neal,
Here.
Councilman Dickerson,
Here.
Councilwoman Stewart, here, Councilwoman Stein, here, Councilwoman Wright,
Here.
Councilman Clancy,
Here.
Councilman Russell.
Item 2, invitation, Ms. Wright. Give our invitation, please.
Most of the other lessons from God will come to you once again. Thank you all for those that have come out this evening to do the business of the town. Thank you, Lord, for everything you're doing for us, for you have this town going in a positive way. Lord, thank you for everything. Lord, I'm gonna ask you to go with us, stand by us, and help us do things decently and in full. And let us remember, it's for the citizens of Lewisburg, not for we ourselves. Even other blessing, I ask in His precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Congratulations to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4 on the agenda, is the adoption of the agenda for tonight. Get a motion?
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to make an amendment to the agenda to add a discussion regarding the church bells that we had a public hearing on last month. Please.
Item, where would you like?
That's a motion.
Yeah. Second. Been moved properly second that we amend the agenda to include the items from continuation of the discussion from the change from last month, our September meeting. All in favor? Opposed? So we'll search that. Some suggestions were, let's make that on item 13 on the agenda.
before you all go forward.
Yes, that will be before the mayor's report. All right. Item number 5, council, you received your printed copy of the minutes for item number 5. However, there was a correction, that the clerk sent out. Did all of you receive that correction of the minutes? Okay. So could I get a motion to approve the minutes with the correction? For the,
I make a motion, we accept the minutes.
I'll second
okay, it has been moved and properly second that we accept the minutes with the revised edition of the minutes, corrections made by our clerk, which you have a copy in your package already. Get a second on that.
that.
Okay. You have a motion and properly second. All approved?
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 6, this is the area where we have public comment, and we open the floor for you citizens. If you have any comments that you would like to share with the council, we'll allow you 3 minutes to do so. You may do so at this time.
Put you next up. Just
Good evening, I'm Jimmy Burnett, 107 Waddell Street. Last month I came and talked to the council and the mayor about what was happening in our neighborhood. My daughter was also gave a speech. She's the 3rd generation in that neighborhood. My mom and dad built the second house there in 1958, and within a block I've lived there for 60 some years. And I was just disgusted with things, the way things were going. I told my daughter when we left, I said, it's probably not gonna do any good, but at least we got it out there. Boy, was I wrong. Jason Abbott and the Lewisburg Police Department were there the very next day, going through the neighborhood, putting flyers on the door, had a traffic check, and from what I understand, they caught a felon and some drug traffickers. And they just gave us a number that if anything suspicious, we could call. I just want to thank the police department for their presence in the neighborhood. I've seen them park there several times. I've seen Councilman Clancy in the neighborhood twice. I've seen Bobby Dickerson in the neighborhood. I think Ms. Stewart has talked to some of the neighbors. I'm sure some of the rest of you have too. I'm just not aware of. I was man enough to come up here and talk about my problems. I want to be man enough to thank the police and the council for what they've done, and I hope they'll keep it up. And I just hope the police will keep that presence in the neighborhood. I would like to say if there's anybody in the town that can maybe just send out a letter and ask people to improve their properties, that would be a great help. I just want to thank everybody. I love this town. I've been here all my life. I've served all the people of the town the best I could in my position at the DMV, and I just plan on I plan on dying in this town, and I'm just proud to be from Lewisburg, and I just hope everybody will keep it up. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Anyone else?
President's button right here.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the green light there on there?
It's green.
Okay, so the green means so. Okay, wanted to make sure. I don't hear very well either, so I really appreciate it. We're gonna speak it into the microphones. My name is Ryan Ellington. I live at 128 Tanglewood Drive. It's right behind Harley Seats. I was present at the last town council meeting, and first things first, I want to thank all of you for all of your hard work. I want to express my gratitude for everything that you do for the town. You go out of your way every single week, every single month to seriously measure the decisions that you make to make sure that they are the best possible decisions for the town. And you have an unbelievably difficult and thankless job. So at first, I just want to express my thanks. But I want to express my confusion and frustration at the decision last month not to move to a larger venue. Now today, by my count, there are 36 here. So there are slightly fewer people than at the average Baptist church in town here right now. So there's a small crowd today, but last month it was standing room only. 2 months before that, there were people lined up out the door. 3 months before that, there were literally so many people that they were out on the front steps, and I cannot possibly wrap my head around why the town council wouldn't want a larger venue. A couple of explanations were given, but I've got a couple of degrees and I couldn't wrap my head around what they meant. I could not possibly wrap my head around the stated reasoning behind why we wouldn't want to move to a larger venue. And I doubt that I'm the only one. And so I would like to respectfully request that you reconsider. Thank you.
Anyone else?
No, Davis. Oh.
Mara Davis, 110 Green Street. I have,
And Ms. Davis, let me ask you to speak as loud as you can, so others.
Somebody say,
It's a line. Yeah.
Mara Davis, 110 Green Street. I have two things that I need to ask. One is, this building does not provide is not handicap accessible. So, I want the board to think about that. And also, what happened, where is the council as it, concerns the around the town shuttle?
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. No one else? I want to thank you for the public comments that you've given here tonight. And as I said last month, as you give these comments, we do take them under advisement and try to move on them as expediently as we possibly can. So thank you for your comments. Okay. The next item is item 7, and that is the discussion to relocate the council meeting venue. I want to urge the council as well, along with some of the citizens there. I was going to mention that. That's why I had it on the agenda for this evening. But I want to thank you, citizens, for coming up and giving your thoughts on the possibility of moving, why you think it should be moved to a different venue. Now, as I indicated last month, again, we do have a sound system in place. Our technicians can make an adaptation for it to be moved to a larger venue. It has come to my attention as well from our discussions with some of our technical advisors. They had feel that the venue is more adaptable with the sound aesthetics at our operations center. We have been talking about initially moving it over to the Carl Pinnell Center. And that is initially where we had thought about moving it to. So as And another addition too, to make it even more convenient for hearing impaired, is that we include a closed caption on the screening. If we were to move it to a larger venue, as we speak into these mics, we would have a closed caption reflected on the screen there, which I think can be done as well. So that's another thing that we should consider as we move to a larger venue. And as we're growing, this is something that we must do. As the young lady said this evening, which I hadn't really thought about, the fact that we did not have this building out front wheelchair accessible. And I come up on these steps every day. And because of the fact that I do not use that, the thought hadn't crossed my mind. And I'm sure that there are others as well. And in consideration of moving to another venue, I'd like to ask the council again to reconsider. And as a result of reconsidering, I'd like to make a motion that we move the venue along with the technical people making the adjustment to the Carl Purnell Center. And we have this in place. The system that we presently have can be moved over there by the next meeting. So I'd like to make a motion, and hopefully I can get a second.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and properly second that we move our venue to the Carl Purnell Center and ask our technical people to move the sound system and make the necessary adjustments over in the Carl Purnell Center and have it ready by our next November meeting. I'd like to ask for a vote. All in favor? Yes. Have a discussion. Any questions as relates to that?
Just have a comment. I just have a comment or two. I would like, I agree with you, Mayor, that I think it needs to be moved. I would like to have, a large screen up there, so that the people in the audience can see the presentations that people give us. I know the county does that. I've spoken with my son who has to present things in council meetings and different meetings. And he told me, well, the people can see if you have several screens, and the fact that you have a place for the press to sit and put their things out so they can easier take notes. I'm a big note taker, so I feel like they would. But these are some things that I think would greatly enhance it for those who attend the meeting, to be able to see it on the screen. I think it's a great idea to add the closed captions, but I think it'd be a good investment. So that's all I have to add.
They added that screen earlier this year at the training center facility, in which that's already there. The benefit of the caption would be for the people in the audience. I don't believe that would benefit Councilmember Russell, because his back would be to the screen and not be able to read anything that he would not be able to hear. My personal comment, Mayor, is, has there been any consideration to the council member to work with him personally to make sure that this is a good fit and that it is adaptable to him, rather than continuously every month we go through this? And I think that he has spoken on his own behalf regarding his disability and the fact why this works better for him. But has our technical department ever reached out to him and said, let's go over there and see if this is working for you or not, because in all fairness, being in an empty room and testing something is not quite the same as having a room full of people and testing something. Has any consideration like that been given through the last month since the last time we voted on this?
Have there been anyone, Councilman Russell, to address that issue with you personally?
No.
In the part with the closed caption and the screen with the mics, which will have both the sound and the closed caption, will be set up such that a screen will be visible or could be visible to the council as well as the audience. As we speak, as I'm speaking into this mic here now, that closed caption will be reflected on the screen in such a way that the council themselves, as well as the audience, can see.
Mayor, at the county commissioners meeting, don't they have a TV that only the, commissioners see, and then aren't there more than one screen up on the
Yes.
walls in that room? I feel like that they have gotten a professional company to help them evaluate and set up that. I know that there are companies that do that, and it might be worthwhile for us to do some further investigation about how we could best help that and in consultation with Mr. Russ, Councilman Russ. You know, certainly would, I think it'd be well worth his input.
So we have,
Could I ask, one testifier,
sure, you
the chief,
Yes, ma'am.
is there a hazard for this room to be full and then the hallway is full and the steps are full if anything happened in this room?
The fire chief would probably be a better one to speak on that, but just from a layman
Since
perspective,
you only have one door
I don't
out,
think so, yes.
something happened on this side, everybody got to go that way. The hallway is filled.
You know, doors locked, the rest of the
The
doors
back
locked.
door has a handicap, but I had to walk around the building because the door is locked out. And you can't come in that door. She's right, there's no access.
there is a plaque right on the wall behind Councilman Dickinson's seat that states capacity 54. And anything beyond that will pose a danger and also against the law, as it reads there. So keeping the citizens in mind and respectfully hearing what you're saying, Councilman Stein, as well as you, Councilman Russell. These citizens out here, I think we should have their best interest in mind as well. You know, all of us took an oath to protect the citizens. And I think we should go ahead on and take this vote on whether we should move or not. And then these other issues that raised by Councilman Stewart, as we move to that larger venue, we consider those possibilities there. But the first thing would be that we would have a larger venue where the citizens will be protected.
Mayor, do you think that there's the potential there of having these screens set up before the next meeting so that Councilman Russell can at least come over and see if it is what he needs?
Well, sure, we could always be,
We can get,
get some, you know, he could be advising our technical people.
but can they get there by the next council meeting is what I was
You
saying.
mean the screens?
Yeah, I understand that, but do we, I hear what you're saying, but can it be done with the screens and all that you're talking about, the class, closed caption, can all that be done? And so that he can do a trial run between now and the next meeting if,
Well, we would have to, consult our technical people, to get a clear answer on that. I cannot totally answer that question at this time.
Mayor, do you know how many seats there are in that facility versus here?
It would be, yes, obviously there are more with the seating arrangement. Presently, we have tables there.
Right.
We can move the chairs because there is a large square footage in the room there, which is larger than this. It would encompass, more people if we arrange the chairs in the same fashion that we have it here without having the tables. So.
Sir, is, in all due respect, and I want nothing more, than to appease someone that has, a need and the citizens of this town. And I found out some really good information today that over 200 people are actually watching us on our live stream. So imagine that, we have 4 times as many people at home watching this than what we actually have here today, and which is wonderful. But is there a sense of urgency that we cannot delay this until we get everything set up? Does it have to be today or tomorrow?
Well, it has to be the fact that, as the gentleman spoke earlier, last month, crowd was out the door. Who knows, next month, the crowd could be out the door, or we could be filled to capacity. So, I still strongly believe that we should consider the citizens first and move to a larger venue. And all of these issues that you are raising now can be done at that time. We will have a larger venue, and then we'll be in a much better position, in my view, to handle all of those issues that you just raised. But the citizens are first. We've had 2 citizens to come up here tonight and express their concern about moving to a larger venue. And we are almost filled to capacity here tonight. So, and it's good that we have these citizens who are watching online as well. So that means that we have a lot of citizens watching online, but we're full to capacity of people who are here in person for this venue. So we should consider that. And then if we move to a larger venue, we will probably have more people and more people online as well.
Then
So
where do we go after that?
we could go to the operations center.
but, and again, if we think we can possibly get this done by the next meeting, that's what I was asking, if you thought we may can, I mean, it's still a month away, so if our technology people can do that and work with Mr. Russell between now and then,
Sure, I'll be, we can do that. We can have our technical people to look at that in conjunction with Mr. Russell as well in doing this. See, we could but chew gum and walk at the same time and do that. I don't see where that would be a overwhelming.
And what happens if it doesn't work?
What if, let's
What-
come to
what
that
if?
when we get to it.
So I just want you to understand, Americans with Disability Act is a very serious thing. And at this point, we're teetering on all kinds of violations. I just want to make sure that in the future, if there's other people with disabilities, heaven forbid, if we can accommodate them, we are opening ourselves up for an awful situation.
The same as that sign states there, the capacity of 54 people in this room. And it borders on fire hazard as well as against the law. But as you just stated, we have a fire in here prior to that. Then we will also be opened up to lawsuits and possibly have a tragedy on our hands.
I think that there are multiple disabilities, of the mobility type, the hearing type, those who have eyesight impaired. My son, said that they worked with, a salesperson on buying me, a gift, and the young man was deaf. And he managed to answer all of their questions, and he had his little computer, and they had their little computer, and they were typing back and forth on the little iPad, and they managed to do real well. And so I think that it's time for us to call a question and move along.
Exactly.
Vote, take a vote.
Councilman Russell, you have anything to say? Would you like to say something on this issue?
No, I'm just glad to know that, so many people know what it's like to, have something that impairs them, from everyday life. And I'm glad to know that you know what's best for people. You obviously do, since you're giving so many suggestions before we can even test things out.
Oh, wow.
We could already have a test, Councilman Russell, right here with the citizens here. And I'm not implying that I know best for people, but I do know that we are about to have a capacity pool. And my concern is the fact that, you're running to the edge of the capacity of the room, as stated there. And my concern is that I have these people safety in mind. So I'm concerned about that, yes. If that sign said 60 or 70 people, then that could probably be okay. Now, I care about the hearing impaired. I care about the vision impaired. Yes, I do, Councilman Russell. I care about the people who cannot come up the steps there, which was brought to my attention just tonight. I hadn't thought about that. You see, so that's a concern as well. So, anyone else? Council? So we have a motion on the floor to move to another venue. All in favor? Let it be known by the show of hands. All opposed? We will move to the next venue. Thank you for the vote, council. Item number 8, public hearing for the annexation of Forest Hill subdivision. Could I have a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and properly second that we go into the public hearing for the annexation of the Forest Hill subdivision. Mr. Callahan.
Mayor, Councilmember, this is the final step toward the annexation process. This public hearing is to get public input on annexing property off of 561 known as the Forest Hill subdivision. It is basic annexation, it is basic planning at its simplest level. This is the time to annex before any houses are built. And once built out, there will be 64 single family homes, and it will increase the town by around 40 acres. It certainly carries staff support, and it falls along general planning guidelines.
Mr. Callahan, on my copy of the ordinance, it's got down Highway 531, not 561. I request that be corrected before we vote on this.
Yes, that had come to my attention. That will be corrected, and it will be done straight with the deed office, and certainly before I send it on to the state.
Also, Mr. Callahan, on page 9, number 2, it's the third sentence is Highway 531.
Yeah, that's what I've got to get, got to get straight with the read all the sand before I send it to the state.
Any other questions from the council? Mr. Callahan?
Have they started just moving around, putting in infrastructure? What's the current status of that?
Yes, the road construction is in, they're starting the utility work, starting some of the storm drain. We're making arrangements on them starting the water, the sewer line, getting the state permits squared away for both of those. They've gotten DOT permits, squared away for the entrance.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the council? Any questions from the public as relates to this annexation?
Mayor. My wife and I own property in
Let me
King.
ask you to give your name.
Yes, I'll be back. I'm Craig Eller. I live at 115 Fieldcrest Drive, which for, I guess one of the best way to say it is right at the very end of Taco Drive. And it is contiguous to the property that is under question now. And I was wondering if there is a plat available that is available for me to look at. I realize I have no standing here because I'm in ETJ, but I do have property contiguous. That's a question, sir.
Okay. Okay, perhaps Mr. Callahan could give.
Callahan,
Yes, I can provide you with a plat, with construction drawings, the layout.
maybe you could just answer the one question. Is it the same as the planning board approved earlier?
Yes,
That's really my question.
yes.
Okay. Well, I'm fine, thank you.
Any other questions from the public?
I would just like to ask if it's affordable, if it's affordable housing.
Let me ask you to come forward and give your name, please.
My name is Beverly Brody. I was raised and born in Lewisburg, North Carolina, on South Main Street, Forest Road. I just wanted to ask a question. He said, you know, he was building some, subdivision. I just wanted to know, is these affordable housing, for people to live in? That's all I wanted to know, because Franklin County do need affordable housing. So I would just like to ask you if this affordable housing.
It depends on the definition of affordable. Most of the units are going to be 3 bedroom. And I think some are going to be single level, so I think the vast majority of them will fall in the medium.
So what do you mean by the median? What price range would they fall into?
That's not determined yet, and then you've got construction price versus selling price. If I had to take a good guess, probably 300 range.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? Any other questions from the council? Okay, if not, we'll move on. Regular meeting. Okay, could I get a motion to, close the public hearing? Been moved and properly second that we close the public hearing. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, item number 9, regular meeting, adaptation of zoning ordinance to extend the corporate limits of the town of Lewisburg for the Forest Hill subdivision. Mr. Collins.
With this ordinance, this will give staff the permission to finally after annexation, and to get with various agencies, have to get with the board of elections, have to send on with the state, land records. And with this ordinance, it will be official that Lewisburg has gotten larger.
And this, for the public, could you tell them this, town extension will be what area?
It's down 561. As you're headed out of town on the left-hand side, and it'll add approximately 40 acres to the town and 64 single-family dwellings once, built out. We do provide water, sewer. I have contacted, talked with the fire department, police department. Everybody's aware of, where the town stands.
So would that be town electric also?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions from the council? If not, could I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the ordinance annex in Forestville subdivision 026781 with changes regarding the proper address, 560.
It has been moved and second. It's been moved and properly second that we approve the Forest Field subdivision with the necessary changes made there. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Item number 10, proclamation for October Mental Health Month. Most of you are aware that October is mental health. This is the time where emphasis are placed on the mental health of citizens on the nation as well as the state. We have a proclamation here, and I'll briefly read this proclamation that we'll present, and it's we have a recipient here to accept this plaque as well. Miss Samantha Coleman. Step out front around here. I'll read this and present this officially to you. Yeah. And it says proclamation, Mental Health Month 2023. It says, look around, look within. Whereas the area that someone lives and plays a significant role in their overall health and well-being. And whereas surroundings can impact the how and when a person's needs are met, which in turn affects mental health. And whereas having safe, stable, and healthy home conditions set the foundation for achieving and maintaining good mental health. And whereas with early and effective intervention, these individuals with mental health conditions can recover and lead full, productive lives. And whereas each business, school, government, agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen share the burden of mental health problems and has the responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Neal, do hereby proclaim May 23rd Mental Health Month.
May I say a few words more than-
Sure.
I just wanted to thank you personally and thank the members of this council for realizing the importance of mental health in our community. And the things that we're doing as a community to promote that. You spent some time with us over at Battle Counseling at our new facility and talking about what is going on in our community as far as mental health, how we can improve. And also with our prevention and drive team, it's a community effort with safe space, the health department, the school system, the mental health providers here in our community. And I just really appreciate you all recognizing that in this proclamation. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Okay, item number 11, resolution to declare and dispose of surplus property.
Mayor, council, in front of you is a request to approve surplus property. Instead of reading the long background, I will give you the highlights of its two 2016 or 2015 Chevy Tahoes, a 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix, and a 2006 Ford Explorer that are no longer in use, and we'd like to have those surplus. Get those assets off our books and see what we feel we could get for those. So I'm asking for a motion to approve the surplus.
I make a motion that we, approve the sale of surplus police department.
I second the motion.
Read it.
It's been moved and probably second that we approve the sale for the disposal of surplus properties as indicated. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 12, administrative.
Mayor, town council, I wanted to share with you tonight, in your packet, you have the ABC store financials for June, July, and August. I will forward the September financials for the town of Lewisburg, when they are complete. The town will host a fall festival on Saturday, October the 28th, from 1 to 4 at the Riverbank Park. We will also co-sponsor an event with 210 that day as well. The 210 Nash event will begin at 2:10 in the afternoon. And will run the remainder of the day. The town will also host the movie Hocus Pocus, and that movie will begin at 7 o'clock at the amphitheater. Staff will have a pre-cleanup meeting with Carolina Clean tomorrow, October the 17th, in regards to the STRAP program, to clean up the debris under the South Main Street Bridge. The planning board has approved the preliminary plat for College Park. As you're aware, the internet was down at Town Hall a couple of days last week. Staff is looking into an alternate solution that should help us in the future should this issue arise. As most of you know, most of our programs are all web-based now, so the internet is not a function as we move forward. Century 21, which is a real estate firm, opened an office across from the Remington Grill on Bickett Boulevard. And if you have not recognized or do not know, the donut shop has begun construction across from the cookout. So you should see some.
Walk to the donut shop and bagels of gift.
Okay. Item number 13, discussion of times.
Thank you, Mayor. Last month, we had a public hearing regarding, revising the ordinance that had previously been amended regarding the church or the times, in town. And I wanted to see if there was any discussion amongst the council to see if we could permit the use of the electronic sound for the production of the church bells again in town. I know it is relative to several different facilities in town. And I think that a lot of members of the community have spoken regarding how important it is. And I know that one of the churches that currently does not have the ability for the chimes, they had agreed that when they are operational again, that they would try to be very considerate to the surrounding neighbors and such. But I think the community would benefit from something like that. So, if you want me to form that in a motion.
Any other questions from the councilman?
I don't mean to nitpick, but have you received any input officially from Lewisboro United Methodist Church about this? I don't have a problem as long as it's no louder than what a regular church bell would be. But, I still feel like, you know, if they really want it, they send somebody down here to speak up for it.
They've shown an interest. They actually have the bills to be allowed.
You said presently just one church has them right now. Soon there will be two.
I don't know what churches, I know that currently there's one church that rings bells, I'm not sure about the Baptist church.
Episcopal,
But I can't speak. for-
Episcopal Church.
The Episcopal church currently does. I'm not sure if the others do, but I don't think that we should be not permitting such a thing, but I have to listen to the ball game, I have to listen to the Sheets car wash. I would, and the cars driving up and down the road, I'll take the church bell. Oh, and the gunfire that's out past my house at random times of the day, I'll take church bell.
Put that in the motion.
So I would like to permit the use of electronic sound for the production of church bells in the town of Lewisburg.
Would you, consider amending that to be at a reasonable, it needs to be in the.
Please make it reasonable to the surrounding community. How about that?
Okay, it's been moved and properly.
I'm sorry, I know it's not the right time for me to speak, but I was one of the people that when the Methodist Church had the bells before, it was awful. It was frequent, it was way too loud. But I understand from the church that they're gonna look at it, they don't even know what it sounds like anymore.
They currently don't even have any, so, yeah.
They have it, it just isn't up and running.
Not operational. So, and from what I understand, they planned on being more than considerate for the neighboring community, not to be a burden.
Thanks.
No problem.
Did we get a second on that motion?
Yes.
Okay. It's been moved and properly second that we reconsider our stand on the permission of allowing the church bells to ring, the chimes. The question, the electronic chimes, at a reasonable time. You know, that's part of the motion.
Nothing should be a burden to the community, but yes, absolutely, I'm sure that they'll be more than respectful, so.
All in favor, we've had the motion, properly second, all in favor? All opposed? Item 14, is, the mayor's report. And, the month of September I was, quite busy out visiting and attending meetings. And, on the early part of September, I did attend the, crime and prevention meeting at, Safe Space. This is a monthly meeting that usually occur in which they, talk about actually how to, talk about crime and prevention. And this is a ongoing monthly meeting, and they bring together different agencies that provide a lot of different services to the community. And those services helps individuals starting at an early age, between 4 on up to graduation, in high school. So I thought it was very interesting in the different agencies coming together and the different programs that they provide. So that was a very interesting meeting as well. And then I went to the Advanced Granville meeting at the Carl Cornell Center. And this is where the Advanced Granville staff, both from the local campus as well as the Henderson campus, came together and gave us an example of all the classes that they teach, the different trades that is available for students as well, brick mason, truck driving, DED program. So they just brought this little program here to the Carl Pennell Center, which I thought was very interesting there, which was attended by me and also our former Miss Monique was there as well. The only two from Franklin County that was at that meeting. That was a very informative meeting as well. Also, I met with Mr. Abdul Rashid and Blue Cross Blue Shield Company, in which they come to town, in which they are planning to remodel all of the 76 units of the Green Hill Manor. They talked about some of the things that they are planning to do for that, to improve the facility there for all of the senior citizens, which they do have many problems there, structural problems, and they are planning to begin construction on that after the first of the year to remodel all of the 76 units there. I also attended the Carter Annual Banquet in Oxford, where Councilwoman Betty Wright finally give up her term as treasurer there for the past year. Am I correct? Which was a very gala event attended by people from Vance, Granville, Franklin counties, and Person counties. And also we had the county manager who was given the county manager of the year there as well. So I thought that was a good plus for Franklin County and Lewisburg. So we'll take credit for that as well. It's a good person. I had a visitor, the former mayor of Bath, North Carolina, came to visit Lewisburg. And I had met him at a former mayor's conference. And I sold Lewisburg, talked about our town. And he decided to come and visit. And one of the most unique things that he saw that Lewisburg had, which he called a trifecta. In that trifecta, he noted that we are the only town of our size that have a college, a junior college, a community college, a junior college, and an airport. And we visited all of those facilities, which they thought were very, very important and painted a bright future for the town of Lewisburg, being that we are, adjacent to Wake County and the growth is coming. He thought we were in a very unique position to handle the growth, to have these colleges here where we could have the personnel, trained personnel as well as the regional airport that he thought was excellent, adjacent to Raleigh-Durham Airport, as well as the company there that bring in business jets. And some businesses fly in to our airport and go up to Raleigh-Durham. So they thought that was a great addition to this little small town of Lewisburg. And he wants to come back and visit again. And we rode around and showed him all the projects that we were working on as well for our 2030 plan. So he feels that Lewisburg is in a great position. We have a great future. And I was proud to show him that and proud of sharing what Lewisburg had. I will be attending a JPAC concert, which is Friday, in which the United States Air Force Band will be performing. They asked me as mayor to introduce them to the community. So that will be Saturday, the 21st, at 7:30 at Lewisburg College. All of you would love for you to come out and see. Our United States Air Force Band is a very, very good band. They play all genre of music, patriotic music. And I think this will be a good time as well, given what is happening in the world today. So come out and enjoy yourself with our Air Force military band. Okay. Also like to bring to our attention, we have in our midst our town clerk was recently appointed district director of the board for the 5th district of the North Carolina Association of Municipal Clerks. This is Ms. Sherry has done a great job for us, and it has been recognized by the district. And as director of the board, she will be working for 5 counties. Edgecombe County, Franklin County, Halifax County, Nass County, Northampton County, and Warren County. All of this will come under her purview. And she is also was asked by her peers of the North Carolina Association of Municipal Clerks to be on their nominating committee as well, to nominate other up-and-coming clerks. And we're proud of that. This is a tremendous appointment. It shows that we have talent here. It shows that people are watching us and seeing that we have good people working for the town of Lewisburg as well. Ms. Perry has she's a certified municipal clerk. She's a North Carolina certified municipal clerk as well. And all of those certificates, there are prerequisites for, and she's recognized very highly by the North Carolina League of Municipalities. So, Pam, thank you.
Thank you. Part of the week, 15th of next month, I've been here a year. So I've been very supported by the council for continuing education. I come from a smaller town. Y'all call this town small. I'm coming from Bun. We have 400 people. And our meetings weren't quite as vocal as these, so I see what everybody else is talking about in the clerk world, about their boards and stuff. So, but I thank y'all.
And I also like to thank the citizens who agreed to come on my ad hoc committee for affordable housing. They responded, and they're responding because they're interested in what's happening with the town of Lewisburg, and they would like to share their input as well. And this is an ad hoc committee, which is a temporary committee, and it is formed to just get ideas from the citizens. And I thank all of the citizens that have came to me and agreed to be on that committee. So, thank you. That's my report. Okay. Item number 15, the police and fire report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is your October 2023 Police Department report. Number 1, on your report is employee actions and recognitions. Last month on October the 2nd, we swore in our most recent officer. We had a formal swearing in for Officer Greg Richardson. His mother came in from Alabama and was able to see her son get sworn in, and we'll have to have him with us. Number 2 is Detective Travis Lincoln. He successfully completed the North Carolina Association of Chiefs of Police Institute. This is a course designed to help prepare aspiring police chiefs, and it covers a number of management and leadership topics. I just wanted to congratulate Detective Lincoln on it. Number 2 is recruiting and retention. There was no action there. Number 3, with Halloween coming up, our officers are preparing for trick-or-treating, which will be Tuesday evening, October the 31st, from 6 to 8. Main Street between the downtown area and Lewisburg College is typically where we see the heaviest pedestrian and vehicular traffic. So the police officers will be helping, we'll block streets, we'll reroute traffic, we'll help people cross the street safely. And we also pass out the glow in the dark messages, which we've done for about the last 5 or 6 years or so. So we'll be out there doing that as well. So if you're driving through the area, just know that there'll be delays. Please drive safely with the number of kids that we usually see walking around that area. It can get a little tricky. But we'll also be assisting the town with the fall festivals that Sean mentioned earlier. Number 4 is complaints against police officers and the findings. There were none. Number 5 is the use of force in vehicle pursuits. At the time the report was prepared for you, since then we've had an incident where an officer was involved in pursuit. Officer Bartholomew stopped the vehicle on Vickers Boulevard for a minor traffic violation, and the driver fled to stop. He crashed into another vehicle at North Main and North Beckett. There were multiple injuries from the accident. The driver was a juvenile, 17 years old, in Henderson. He was charged with a number of violations, including possession of a firearm by a minor, possession of marijuana, also fleeing to illegal arrest, and then another charge. Number 6 is operations and notable investigations. That list is there for your review. I'm glad to hear Mr. Burnett speak about the efforts that we put into the Four Circle neighborhood over the past month. We've listened to a number of people complaining. We had a homicide in that neighborhood recently. So our officers intentionally focused on that area. Covered pretty much a lot of what we have already got. Maybe you address there, license checks, a lot of surveillance hours are going into the area just to specifically target particular properties that were problematic, individuals who were visiting the area that were problematic. So we've been able to address that, and it sounds like it's successful. We also arrested a suspect out of Vance County last Thursday morning for a homicide that had just occurred. They had tipped us off that the suspect was coming to Lewisburg to a doctor's office. Here, our officers set up and were able to get in position to, number one, secure the facility, but also to apprehend the suspect when he arrived. And thankfully, that went down with no injuries, no incident from the office. Number 7 is the budget summary. We are 45% of the way through the fiscal year. 34% of the fiscal year 2023-2024 operating budget has been encumbered as of September the 3rd. Number 8 is the training summary. Officers have received training in radar and speed measurement operation, hazardous materials and bloodborne pathogens, firearms, body camera operation, and our annual mandated in-service class. Number 9 is community outreach and special events. On September the 25th, officers gave a presentation to the Franklin County Senior Center's Disaster Preparedness Fair. On the 28th, officers gave a presentation to Kids Corner for Community Helpers Week. And on October the 4th, we had our annual Coffee with a Cop at Pack House and Blue Collar Coffee. We want to thank them again for hosting this year. And on the 16th, officers gave a presentation to the kids at ABC Adventures. That's the correction on your packet, by the way. On the 12th, we were busy trying to catch the individual coming in from Vance County, so we were able to had to delay that until today. Number 10 is a special request. The number of citations is 110, and number 11, the monthly stats are attached. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. The representative from our fire department here this evening. Item number 16, the council comments. Councilman Dickinson, would you like to share this evening?
Mayor, thank you. I had an opportunity, a couple of weeks ago to attend the, annual Farm City celebration at the Metro Farm there in Bunn. It was a very, very nice event. I think I'm right on this, and if I'm not, somebody can correct me. Of course, we all know that agriculture is very prominent in our county, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe they said that we accounted for $77 million of that. So again, that kind of, if I'm correct, that blew my mind, but it was a very nice event, and, so I enjoyed it, and glad I could have the opportunity to go.
Councilwoman Stewart?
I had the opportunity to attend, with Miss Medlin and, the mayor and Ms. Wright, the, council of government meeting, and I wanted to commend Ms. Wright. She, has represented us for a number of years, on the COG board, and last year, she was the outstanding board member. This year, she's been named vice chairman. And, I think that, she serves well and serves our interests well. The mayor and Mr. Medlin, probably Mr. Callahan and I will be attending the, COG, rural transportation meeting on Thursday afternoon at 3. And I just, as far as two other things of community interest, I'd like to remind people of, on November the 4th, on Saturday, I think it's maybe from 10 to 2, there's the art stroll on Sunset Avenue, and there are lots of different, varieties of artistic, things done by people in our county and in our community, and it's just a fun event to go and see the talent, and you might find some neat Christmas presents. And then finally, on November the 7th, with all that's going on in the world, please exercise your right to vote. It's a right, but it's an obligation too. And so I thank you, for taking these things under consideration.
Councilwoman Stein?
Sure. When we have the fall festival on the 28th down at River Bend Park, if you still want to participate in handing out trick or treat, for the trunk or treat, be a vendor. We're also gonna have a Jeep Jam, which is really popular these days, so a lot of people will be coming to the community for that. A Jeep Jam? I'll talk to you. It's like a show for Jeeps. It's like an old fashioned car show, but it's all Jeeps. But you can register with the department about that. The Lewisburg Historic District and Choctaw Creek DAR have joined efforts to bring Wreaths Across America to the historic Oakwood Cemetery. Some of the service members that are buried there, their graves do not show that they are a veteran. Some of them we know personally so that we can properly mark them, but if you have a relative out there, know someone that their grave is not marked that they are a veteran, please you can contact myself or somebody on our Lewisburg Historic District team so that we could document that so that they can get their brief when we do that in December, which we're looking forward to. October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please, 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 that it's very important to make sure that you take care of that. And I hope to see a lot of people out for trick or treat on the 31st. It's gonna be a fun time. A lot of neat houses decorated right now, so enjoy.
Councilwoman Wright?
You heard out what I was doing on the 28th. Yes, I gave up the position as the financial treasurer, but I'm vice chair now. And also I did the farmer's market in this past month on Fridays. They have a farmer's market over at the county. And I go over there and see what our farmers have. And they were reading the prices. I enjoy seeing all the vegetables and stuff. And then also, you'll go down to the senior center, visiting, and just, you'll have the rain, and you put in the bills and everything.
The question, do you have to be a senior to go to the senior center?
No, you don't. And that's what a lot of them don't think. I enjoy going because, I stay there sometimes 30 minutes. I don't stay a whole center. But I just enjoy going on certain days. I go. And they do have a lot of health, discussions, and we have someone coming in from the extension agency that does a lot of different programs to, for you to get blood pressure checked every Wednesday. It's coming up over there, so let's go by. Visit. Beautiful place.
Councilman Clancy?
I just want to thank everyone for being here.
Councilman Russell?
I also want to extend my thanks to everybody that's here tonight. They're always greatly appreciated. October, not just mental health month, but also breast cancer awareness month. So if you know somebody that is a survivor, somebody that may be afflicted, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. That's very important. Finally, our emergency responders, our police and fire, do want to thank you, Chief. I know y'all had a rough week this week, and y'all done an exemplary job. I know that it's tough to fight sometimes. Over the past 2 years, I think we've seen a bit of an increase, and I think the LRP's helped with this last apprehension that possibly stopped another murder happening in our city limits. I do want to ask you, is there anything we can do as a council to help? Sorry to put you on the spot.
I'll take this spot that you kind of want. No, I just want to say thank you to you and the other council members, the mayor. You have been extremely supportive to the police department, to our ideas, and you met that in not just your words, but with your deeds and your votes. And you allow us the flexibility to operate in pretty troubling times. So thank you.
Also, our district police, our fire department. I don't know, Chief Lano's not here tonight, but I think they've lost 2 firemen. They're in need of not only volunteers, but also full-time positions. So if you know anybody or if you want to volunteer, please sign up with them. They're there too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, council, for your comments. Item number 17. Adjourn. It's been moved and properly second that we now adjourn our Monday meeting. Thank you, citizens, for coming out. Thank you, council.
You tell him, Larry, you met Larry Max? You gotta space it out, right?